Good morning, and here we are looking at Audacity. Audacity is a program that we will be using to do speeches and other audio tools. You'll want to be downloading the Audacity beta. Now, there are other downloads. I am currently running on a Mac computer, so just because I have some easier software to show you how to do these things, but you should go to the 1.3 series beta for Windows if you have anything above Windows 98, Me 2000, or XP. So this means if you're using Vista or Windows 7, basically. This will also use and work really well with Windows 98. I would highly recommend this for everybody that can get it to run on their computer over the earlier series. The earlier series, the 1.2 series, was developed with a different understanding of the technologies involved and upload and download times. So you should probably go to the Windows version if you're using a Windows computer that is 1.3. When you get in there, you can go ahead and go down to the Audacity 1.13.14 installer. That should automatically install it all into your computer. If you choose instead to go, and you have two choices. You have the choice between the 2000 XP Vista and 7 version or the 98 or Windows Me version. So make sure you get those done. You will have to download an additional encoder for the MP3s, and that's located right below that in the plugins and libraries. It's called the LAME MP3 encoder. This basically allows you to export your projects as MP3s, which is the internet-ready version that you should use for any podcast or audio that you're going to do, including the Audacity file you're going to be doing for speeches. So I'm going to go ahead and pop up with Audacity right now. Audacity is pretty simple to use. It's got some basic tools. You can control and choose which input and output tools you use. You have the choice between the built-in output and any other sort of audio tool you have going on. In this case, I'm going to use the built-in output tool just so I can hear what's going on through the speakers of the computer, or in my case, the headset. And also your input. You can do your built-in input, which is usually your built-in microphone if you have one. Or in my case, I'm using a snowball microphone, so I get a little bit better sound. And with that, you just simply choose the correct audio tool, make sure that it's working. You can double check it. Make sure that you have it under stereo input. You can do one input channel if you would like. It really honestly does not matter that much for this assignment. So once you have that all set up and you're ready to go, what you're going to do is you're going to go up to File and create a new project. Okay, and once you've created a new project, you go ahead and hit you open up a new track, and you're going to do an audio track. Once you have an audio track, you have this little thing showing up. If you click up here where it has a drop-down arrow, you can rename it. I would suggest renaming it to your voice, just so you can keep track of it. This would be the speech part. And as you get more comfortable using these tools, you might include additional tracks for a musical intro and a musical exit, but that's not something you should be worrying about right now. That's not one of the things that we're working on in this class. We're just putting together a nice quick little audio snippet. Once you have that done, you can go ahead and make sure you have everything set up ready to go. Go ahead and hit record once you're ready to start. And as you're recording, you can see here it actually plots out the sound of your voice. So it gives you this neat little look at what your voice sounds like. So this is a visualization of your voice. Now I'm going to try to go in for about 15 seconds worth of audio here just so I can double check it. Oh, look, I'm going over. I'm going to be at 20 seconds. Once you're done, go ahead and hit pause if you plan to add more. Like if you're halfway through your speech and you just need to take a sip of water or something like that, go ahead and hit pause. Otherwise, if you're completely done with your speech, you're just going to go ahead and hit stop. Once you've hit stop, you should have your audio track, and I'm going to actually delete this because I messed up here. I'm going to rename this to the speech. I forgot that I have to do it when I hit my first recording. So I'm going to go ahead and do speech. Renamed that. There we go. And the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure I save this project just so that if I need to go back and edit it later, I can get to that. So I'm going to go ahead and save the project, and I'm going to, now you'll notice here it says to save audio file for other programs, use one of the file export commands. That's what I'm going to teach you to do in just a second. But for right now, I just hit OK. And I'm going to save this to my desktop so I can get to it easily for this demonstration. I'm going to save it as sample. Delete later. All right, so I go ahead and hit that, saved away. It's all protected. It takes just a few seconds with this short amount of time on there to save, but if you do a longer thing, such as 5-10 minutes, those can take a while to save. We're doing 2-minute speeches. It shouldn't take a terribly long time to save. Once you have that all done, you can go ahead and play back your audio. Clearly hear the audio from it. I don't know if you guys can or not because I turned off a lot of the audio to you guys. You're not going to hear the sound input from this device, hopefully. Maybe you will. And then the next thing you do, if you have your audio, it sounds great, you have it set up how you want it to do, you just go down to export. Here's where you're actually getting to the class assignment piece where you're actually going to be able to turn it in. Okay? You should export these as an MP3 file. Now remember that license that I was talking about? It will prompt you to download that licensing software if you have not done so already. So I think that I deleted it. I think I should be getting that prompt. So I'm going to try to save it, see if I get that prompt. I'm going to get to put in my artist name, so that's just going to be my name. And a track title, this will be my speech. This is nice stuff. It'll appear on the if it was in iTunes or something like that, it would appear on there. It's all nice meta information that you should include. And the album title is Language Arts Project. And then a track number, I don't really need one a year. I'm going to go ahead and put down 2012 just so I can keep this organized. Genre, speeches. Oops, peaches, speeches. And any comments I have, temporary project. Okay. So once I have all that in there, all set up and done, I can go ahead and hit OK. This is where the licensing thing should show up pretty soon. I'm going to go ahead and see if it'll show up. Here it is. It says Audacity needs the file libmp3 lame. That's the lame file I told you about. In order to save it as an MP3 file. So if you haven't done so already, you can go ahead and do it right now because it gives you this little thing to get a free copy of lame. Click here. So I click on download. Up pops my browser. And I can go ahead and download it for the Mac OS. You guys will do it for the PC, so you'll click on the download page and you'll go ahead and download that. There are instructions here for how to do it. So you just need to read through those and make sure that's all good. I'm going to go ahead and do it for the Mac right here. It's really simple and easy. You just come in here. You don't want to download from the banner. This banner is something else. This is something crazy. We don't want to deal with that. We go all the way down to the different versions, and we want Audacity 1. Gosh, which one did we need? We need the 10.4 or later. So it's here. It's that one. I'm gonna go ahead and download that. Keep. So that's downloading right now. You can see on my screen it downloads right down here. If you have a slow connection speed, be sure to download the zip version because the zip version will download a little bit faster. Now on a Windows PC, you'll install it following the directions on that last page. I'm going to go ahead and go back to that so that you guys can see what that looks like. So I'm going to jump back here. Oops, I'm going to go hide this for just a second so that you guys don't see the Mac stuff unless you're a Mac user. I'm trying to show for both Mac and PC. So for the PC, you go and you left click, you open the Windows exec file and save it to your computer somewhere, and then you double click it. I would save it to your desktop and then double click it so you can launch it. The warnings about the publisher could not be verified, Don't worry about them. Really, honestly, don't worry about them. Then you follow those setup instructions for LAME for Audacity, making sure to change the installation location, or making sure not to change the installation location, because this is going to actually install it in the correct place for Audacity to find it. So it's going to install it into C, Program Files, LAME for Audacity. Okay, if you change it, it's going to show up in the wrong spot, and Audacity won't be able to find it, and you'll have to help it find it later. Okay, so for those of you who would be doing the PC or the Mac version, you're downloading Audacity for the OS X. You click the Audacity. Let's see here. So you double click the package, which is down here. I'm going to show you this in a second. And then it's going to have an installation list of things to do for the installation. So I just hit continue. Make sure you're putting it into the correct disk. On a Mac, it's kind of funny because if you have any extra disks, hard drives, it'll try to show up in the wrong spot. So make sure you click the Macintosh hard drive, continue, and install. I'm going to go ahead and put in my password to install software. I kind of protect myself from invading nephews who like to play with the computer. Okay, and then it's all installed. It's all ready to go. And now what you do is when you go into Audacity, it should be detected automatically. So I'm going to redo everything that I did before. Oops, I'm not going to redo everything. It already detected it. Look how amazing is that? It automatically detected it. It's going to export the file now. The file is exported. It's saved to the place where I put it. So I'm going to go ahead and minimize some screens so you guys can see what I should be pulling up in a second. And I don't remember what I saved it as, so I'm going to have to go check. This is the fun thing with any sort of computer programs, is when you save something you don't remember where you saved it as. So I'm going to go ahead and do file export again and see where I actually exported it to. I exported it to Audacity file, which is located. Okay, I will go there then. So I'm going to go ahead and pop up another window. It's in my Audacity files, and it's my sample delete later MP3. I'm going to drag that down to my desktop so I can show you guys what I'm going to do with it. Okay, here's my sample. I can double click this now. I'm going to hit cancel on this and make this all go away. And it's opening up with iTunes, which is my I'm actually playing in iTunes because iTunes is my default player, but MP3s should play in almost any player that you have on your computer or even on your iPod. And this is ready to be exported and uploaded to the